Hey guys, I am starting my trip to Austin, Texas. I'm all packed. There were definitely mixed emotions as I left Greenville behind. But overall, I was excited for this new adventure. I planned 7 days to travel from South Carolina to Austin. My goal was to explore as much as I could along the way.
Oh, the lights playing games on all the counters and window panes. Sun is bright, it's a new day, and I feel brand new.
My first stop was to the Barber Vintage Motorsports Museum. Now guys, I am not at all a car or motorcycle enthusiast, but this place was amazing. This museum has the world's largest motorcycle collection and even has its own racetrack. I could have easily spent all day there, but it was getting late and I was kind of hungry. As I'm sure you can probably hear, it is raining right now. I've only got like an hour and a half before the sun starts going down, and I want to make it to my Airbnb pretty quickly. I found a restaurant called the Refinery. I think it's going to be good to just grab my stuff and go. I just ordered it about 10 minutes ago, and I'm parked just a few spaces down, and in about 5 minutes I'm going to go and pick up my order and eat it at my Airbnb. After getting my food, I went straight to my very first Airbnb. The owners of the little apartment I stayed in are super hosts, meaning they are highly rated for their attention to detail and their excellent hospitality. I finally ate my sliders while watching Julie and Julia. The next morning, I went to Vulcan Park and got a better view of the city. Several people recommended the Fish Market for lunch, which is a local Greek-inspired restaurant. I got the Creole Snapper, and it was delicious. While I was there, I started talking to the couple next to me, who introduced me to their friend George, the owner of the restaurant. My last stop in Birmingham was to the Arlington Antebellum house, a former plantation built in the 1840s and passed down through several different families. It was time to leave Birmingham and go on to Jackson, Mississippi. I stayed in another quaint little Airbnb. The next morning, I drove to a local cafe to get some breakfast. I originally decided on a banana nut muffin, but this looked too tempting. My plan for Jackson was to visit 2 fairly new museums. I started with the Museum of Mississippi History. Besides covering the early interactions with Native Americans, it also covered Mississippi's part in the Civil War and the Great Mississippi Flood of 1927. At the end of the museum, they have a place where Mississippi residents can tell their own story, which I thought was really cool. On the other side was the Civil Rights Museum, which didn't shy away from the injustice and atrocities of the civil rights era. I went back in the suburbs to try out a local favorite for lunch: fried chicken smothered in gravy. I don't think it gets more southern than this. That's it for now. I've included more info about this first leg of my journey below. See you in New Orleans.
Catching on.